All right, hey everybody, Kevin here. It is May 11th, 2020, and by my calculations, I think we are in week 9 of quarantine. At least that's the week I'm going in. Tomorrow, or the day that this probably will get shared, will be my 37th birthday. And to be completely honest, I've had a lot of thoughts on my mind over the last 8 weeks. Good, bad, positive, negative, and the second thing, if I'm being honest, and this kind of feels good now that I'm finally settled here, and I'll explain where I am in a second, but this is the first time that I have gotten any video equipment out in over 2 months. Monday, March 9th, when Josh and I filmed for a client up in like Bowie, Maryland, that was the last time that we had any of my video gear out. Last time I've actually got to shoot with a client or Josh. And so one, it feels very good to get my gear out. I've been meaning to put something out there, like a vlog style of all the thoughts I've been thinking about. And so I'm here in what some of you may have seen on my Instagram called the Mega Desk. So much time that Courtney and I could spend together and swap and co-work and share the 4th floor loft. And I also, let me crack this beer before I really get into it, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about my business and stuff. But the first thing is this beer, Union Jack by Firestone, has gotten me through quarantine. I've had a couple each week, but it's has a lot of my friends know I hate hazy IPAs, and this is not a hazy IPA. It's a California West Coast style IPA. Anyway, I'm set up finally here in our garage in a corner that I've deemed my mega desk, and I have my laptop and monitor behind me. I have a bunch of different video gear around me, and I'm gonna pretty much be keeping my video gear out and about so I can make more videos. But I had to make the tough decision 2 Fridays ago to pull the plug right now, short term, on my WeWork office. I've been a WeWork member since I started my business in unofficially 2014 when Courtney was a member, and then April 2015 was when I became a member in DC. And then February 1st of 2016, I had my one-person office in Crystal City in Arlington. And I just couldn't justify that cost. And honestly, WeWork was not willing to provide any type of leeway as far as discounts or really had any sympathy with small business owners. And so right now I cleared it out. I technically still am in contract with them, but I can't see why I'm paying for a service or a spot that I'm not an essential employee and I can't go to. That's besides the point of why I'm making this video. That's been part of the emotions and ups and downs I've been feeling. So here we are, turning 37, and I'm approaching my 6th year of being in business and working for myself, owning the niche movement, which you see behind me here, and owning FYN Creative and being an instructor and being at my own and having a great list of clients. Those of you out there that I've had a chance to work with, you know who you are, so thank you. And I'm doing a lot of reflecting because it's been tough. I am not a restaurant owner, which my heart goes out to restaurant owners that are probably making less than 15 to 10% of their normal revenue. My heart goes out to them. I am not a 50, 100, 200 person conglomerate or small business that has a lot of resources. Let's see what else. I'm just not your traditional small business owner. I'm more of a solopreneur. I am a bit of a freelancer. I do a lot of training, a lot of strategy, things like that. But I'm in a weird spot because I'm not really sure what to do right now. There's so much that I could innovate. There's so much of me that's willing to just hold my breath. But one of the things that I did do last year that was a big goal of mine was to be able to not only hit a certain benchmark of revenue, but to actually be able to put a good 3 to 4 month cushion of money away. And here we are where I'm getting creative to having to kind of, in a better sense, hold my breath to get as far through Q3 and into Q4 as possible if no other work comes in, which I understand if it doesn't, but that's not the case, which I'll get to in a little bit as well. So I'm just in a weird spot. I'm not sure what to market. I'm not sure what to do. The one thing that has been calling my name is to bring on some interns to help me with some rebranding, helping me with some other projects, but in an altruistic sense to help me give back to them and help them be creative and use my businesses and my content as a little bit of a creative playground, if you will. And the tough thing though that I'm dealing with right now is I just brought on a new videographer in March, this guy Jordan. I have Josh, who's been loyal to me for over 1.5 years. I have Jaylene, who's a GW graduate herself, who's been working part-time and doing a lot of other freelance projects on her own to make an income and make a living. These are 3 people under the age of probably 26 to 25 years old that are young creatives, up-and-coming creatives that rely on a project, a paycheck, part-time money from me. And one of the reasons I made that decision to pull the plug on WeWork is because that allowed me to not only get my business a little bit further and save some money, but it came down to literally like, what can I pay Josh? What can I pay Jaylene her monthly stipend? And I want to keep this guy Jourdain working, who I remember on like March 1st when right before he worked on one of our first projects, I said, Jourdain, this is what we have coming up, not knowing the pandemic that would ensue. So I am able to give him a couple of projects, and even he's texting me today, like, you know, he's pretty quiet himself, so he will take any of the work that he can get or any of the money that he can get. So it's just been turmoil. And then on top of being a husband and a father and co-providing here with our family, it's a lot to be thinking about. Now, here's some things I have done is when this all started to unfold, I've reached out to at least my top 5 or 10 clients and had a variety of different discussions through phone, through email, through text, and sending them different resources, but just letting them know like, hey, I'm here. I know you're struggling through some things. Just today, I did like my second little video to provide some storytelling tips to help organizations that are in my wheelhouse, the higher ed, nonprofit, and startups, to help with their storytelling of justifying why their department matters and helping them with their annual report. There's a string of other things that I want to do this summer as well, but I'm willing to put some content out there, and I think that's helping. So that's the first thing I do, is reach out to my clients and just see where they're at, see where they're at, how we can help them. And the good thing is, the first quarter and a half of every year is usually my busiest time. So we were able to literally film on March 2nd and 6th to wrap up, or to start our 5th project of the year with GW. And luckily we got all that footage, and now we're able to edit that through the summer. But I don't know what I would do if we were filming that later in the semester, because it just wouldn't have happened. But it's been a rough go up and down. The second thing that I have done is I've looked for some regional and local grants. Thankfully, through the Northern Virginia Skills Source Center, I was awarded a $1,300 grant that will help reimburse any remote working needs that I will incur. So buying hard drives, Zoom subscription, Frame.io subscriptions. So I'm able to like upgrade those packages or subscriptions and get reimbursed for that. I've applied to some local creative grants, didn't get them. The other thing I did was apply to EIDL and got $1,000 there to help get me a little bit further. And then to some thanks of some friends and family, they have pointed me and guided me in the right direction with this PPP, although right now I'm not having much luck because most of the banks are completely dried out. So what I've realized today, and the mindset that I'm really making here, is I have to take care of myself. No grant, no government fund or money is going to help me, and I want to fight tooth and nail to get through this and get my business back to a spot in 6 to 12 months where it was. And I think that's the thing I struggle with the most, is just like a lot of us, I didn't do anything wrong. If anything, my business was just continuing to climb. And out of nowhere, I definitely have lost at least 20 to 25% of projects and revenue here in Q2 and Q3. I'm not able to teach at General Assembly. I've lost out on a handful of projects. I'm very nervous, to be completely honest, if I'll be able to teach at GW next year. But I know I have a good relationship with them, and I'm sure things will work out the way they are supposed to. So Courtney has been there for me through the ups and downs. We've had some long walks here with Noah and the dog, and we've talked through things. And there's been a lot of things I also have kept up in here. I've been honestly thinking of talking to a therapist, but it's a lot to juggle, especially with a newborn here, and juggling, like, do I just go all in and be a stay-at-home dad over the next few weeks, 2 months? And I'm looking at the bright side that not only are we saving on daycare costs right now, but we actually are spending so much quality time with Noah. And as he goes through his development cycles, we're seeing all of it. We're seeing the cries, the laughs, the smiles, picking up of the toys, the throwing of toys, the recognition of his pets, and just some amazing experiences. But I'm tired as well. And so I need to get back on a routine. I miss working out. And I'm hoping that with this birthday and some reflection, and hopefully some positive news here with the pandemic, and hopefully, you know, people are continuing to stay healthy, and there's guidelines in place that we can get back into a little bit of normalcy here, because I miss getting my creative flex out. As much as I love teaching and training and speaking, I really love this part as well. And the cool thing, in fact, is one of my big clients here in DC just reached out to me on Friday, and we're putting a proposal together for tomorrow to actually do 5 micro videos that are working with their other organizations, and we're gonna coach them, pre-produce it, and produce it, obviously all through either Zoom or iPhone or smartphone recordings, and then use our animation skills and our editing skills to create 5 little micro videos to commemorate an event that would have happened in July that can't happen anymore. And so we're able to create this asset for them that they're able to share to 5 award winners. So we have that hopefully in the pipeline here, which will keep us busy. And then I've had the opportunity to work with new and returning universities to do some virtual webinars. So I think that's what I'm getting at. I didn't know how I would go about this or where this would fall in the video, but for any of you watching this, the 3 things that I do. I run FYN Creative, a digital storytelling agency. The right arm of the business is content creation, so video work, and that falls under a bucket of different services. And the left arm of the business is training, consulting, and workshops, and I love every minute of that. The second thing is I obviously have my passion project that has turned into a grassroots community called the Niche Movement. So anything from just being part of that community to running career exploration and personal branding workshops. So that's the second kind of bucket, and that's the other one that I have a revenue stream in, and honestly that money usually gets pumped right back into the business. And then the third thing is I absolutely love teaching. I love teaching first year students to seniors, to MBA students, to graduate level students or people at the other end of the career spectrum. And I get to do that outlet through GW and through General Assembly and through a variety of digital marketing classes, social media boot camps, etc. And I'm even thinking internally how I can do that with my 2 businesses as well over the next several months. So my ask here, I guess for my birthdays, I don't need a shout out. And to be honest, you guys have been, you've given me so much, me and Courtney and Noah, so much love, and I appreciate that. But an ask for any of you out there is if you know somebody that is looking for some marketing, storytelling support, again, whether it's content creation with video, or they are just looking for a strategy and some professional development for their organization to be able to do this in-house and understanding the impact of storytelling versus traditional marketing and sales, I'm your guy. I'm willing to help out. I work with a lot of different budgets. I'm used to doing hired and nonprofit, so I understand that money can usually be tight. If you are looking to do some type of personal branding or career exploration workshops for your organization or your students, again, I'm here to help. I love doing these workshops, in person, virtual, whatever it might be. And the last thing is, if you know of a university that could use either an online adjunct instructor or anywhere here in the DMV that is looking for some extra help, I'm here to teach entrepreneurship classes, leadership classes. I have a master's in leadership, marketing, storytelling, digital branding. Those are the key areas that I have expertise, knowledge, and experience in. I'd love to pay that forward and bring my practical real world experience to those universities and organizations. So that's my ask. Those are 3 ways that you can support a small business owner. I'm not on Uber Eats. I'm not on DoorDash. I'm not a brick and mortar shoe or clothes shop. I am a service provider to a lot of organizations in 3 main ways. So that's where I'm at, and I'd love to do it because I believe in my knowledge and how I can help organizations and students. I believe in the videos that we create. They've made a huge impact, raising millions of dollars over the years for organizations. And I know the impact I can make on students. So thank you for sticking around if you've watched this all. But at the end of the day, I just hope that everybody in your circle is healthy and you guys are staying sane. And thank you so much for watching this video. Cheers.